like you have a pretty background out there.
Yeah.
I do. There's my phone. Yeah, I do. I'm actually in the mountains in Park City, Utah.
Are you really?
Very nice. Very nice.
What are you doing up there? Just for some recreation, hiking?
Well, pretty much. I live in recreation. This is where I live, you girls. It's where I'm living.
Oh my God.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Oh, those views all the time.
Oh gosh, we're jealous.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's not DC, man. I was in DC for 35 years, and I finally escaped the insanity.
The hustle and bustle.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, good for you. Well, we're so happy that you have time to speak with us.
Yes,
we're
welcome to
very
Shakespeare and Mingle.
enthused, and we're going to just jump right into.
My name's Amy Holmwood, and I'm an entrepreneur for 30 years. I started a spirits company, holistic spirits company, and I hail from Park City, Utah these days, and we are a wellness-driven company and with a wellness-driven lifestyle brand. And we're so happy that you guys are paying attention to us. So I appreciate being here with you guys.
Yes, I'm definitely paying attention. It is very, very nice to see and find a brand that really believes in sustainability. Mm-hmm. So what inspired you to enter into the spirits industry?
I have been on a quest for better for you things to consume throughout my life. I've had a lot of health issues, and, just watching what's going on in the natural food and natural health space has always been very intriguing and a lot of curiosity on my end to try to heal myself. I had asthma as a kid, really bad. So I had to take a lot of medication. And then I got diagnosed with Lyme disease from a tick bite. And that was a disaster. So it really had caused a lot of health issues for me over the years. So I had to figure out how to get better from all the crap that was happening to me when I was younger. Food is medicine. That is just absolutely 100% truth. And so same thing with alcohol. It's like, okay, I like to have a cocktail now and then. Why isn't anybody making that better? Besides taking out the base spirit and taking out the alcohol, right? I still want to get a buzz once in a while, and enjoy a proper cocktail. So I was just intrigued about the industry in general. So that's why I was like, all right, I'm not seeing anybody else do what I want. So now I guess I have to do it.
Have to do it yourself. Yeah, perfect. And we're happy you did it. All right. So before diving into the world of spirits, what was one of the most memorable experiences that you shaped your approach to business?
I actually I retired when I was 50 as a financial advisor. I was totally burned out, and that was a great industry for me. But honestly, it wasn't what I thought I should be doing for the rest of my life. And I got into a network marketing company for 10 years. And I have to say, that was probably the best entrepreneurial training of anything I've done in my whole, all the work. I've been working since I'm 14 years old. And I still have that business. I don't have to do anything with it anymore because it kind of is on autopilot.
Okay.
But what I learned from having to gather communities together and create movements around ideas that people really were interested in was a very good learning experience for me as an entrepreneur to learn how to build a business from nothing, where I had 50,000 people all over the world that were interested in what I was doing and taking the products that I was offering. So I learned so much from that, and it really gave me sort of the courage to start something so new like the spirits movement that we're working on right now. And we basically, one of our taglines is, it's not a drink, it's a movement, because, better for you spirits are what people are looking for. Yeah. They don't even know they exist, Right. So that entrepreneurial endeavor of being in network marketing was a total game changer for my whole mindset about business, and also for the future of, being able to run a business in a way where you can get recurring revenue too, which is also kind of nice to have.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Especially in the times that we're living in. Any little bit helps.
Yes, every little bit helps. So tell me how you like to relax, though. We'll get back to spirits in a minute, but how do you like to unwind?
See me living out here in nature. I mean, every day I'm outside, the sun shines, I'm up in Utah. I mean, I never thought, gosh, why would you want to live in Utah, right? Well, you come out here and it's so beautiful. And the people are lovely. I love to work out. So I exercise, hiking. I do like to play a little bit of golf. I started that about 5 years ago. And I also like meditation and really just, having that as a practice as well is really helpful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So, you told us just a bit about, not having the spirits out there in the traditional spirits world. That was good for your body, right? So tell us, set the stage of how the first thought, idea, concept came to your mind. What were you doing? Or how was the night before? How did this pop into your head? And then come to the conceptualization.
Oh, goodness.
There were a lot of night befores where I'm like, really? Do I really need one more drink? Right. And also, I do have the knowledge of plant science personally. Like, I've learned a lot about it and I went back to school for it. And I also just, there's so much information on the internet, you guys. It's just incredible, right? The next frontier is health and wellness in a natural way to me. So I was like, there's got to be a way to take these plants and make them work in alcohol where they still maintain benefits, because your diet changes the expression of your genes. So you've seen all the experiments, right? You've got the guy that's supersized, right? The burgers and the Cokes and all that. He gained, he got very sick. And if he had chosen to be a pescatarian or eat a lot of plants, he probably wouldn't have had that health experience. Alcohol does metabolize in your body. And if we can make that metabolism better, why wouldn't we want to do that? And so for me, that's where that curiosity was it wouldn't go away. It's like one of those itches, when you have a business idea and then you don't do anything about it and you just see it, you're walking down the street and you're like, oh my God.
You're like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's my backpack, there's my idea on a shelf, and you want to kick yourself.
Kick yourself, right.
Why didn't I execute?
Like, why didn't I do that? This was one of those ideas there was no way I was going to not take action on, because I kept waiting for someone to do it and they didn't. So I said to my husband, we need to check this out and see if we can find some people to help us build this company and figure out how to make alcohol less bad. And we hired some scientists. I just got a Facebook message yesterday. Those memories on Facebook?
Yes.
6 years ago, yesterday, I was at the University of Pennsylvania with a bunch of scientists that were all Indian scientists that research plant science.
Wow.
And it was literally 6 years ago that I took a picture of myself with that team and put it on Facebook when we started with the idea actually of talking to experts that might be able to help us.
Oh, goodness.
It's come full circle. Yes.
Yes.
So it's really cool to see the evolution of an idea that you don't give up on,
Yes. Yes. Oh, my goodness.
That's a motivation for you.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely is. Tell us about, did Holistic Spirits start with the vodka or the gin? The vodka, right?
Yes, we started with the vodka, and it was really the idea of the vodka was that it's really the cleanest spirit, you guys. White spirits are easier to digest. That's just a known fact. Any spirit that's in a barrel that ages, it changes the chemistry of the spirit and it makes it harder to digest. So a bourbon and a whiskey, those are harder on your body, just in general, just heads up, harder to digest. So it was like, well, what spirit can we use? I didn't want to do tequila. That was not of interest to me at all. And I didn't think it would taste good the way I wanted to make this. So we went with vodka. And vodka, the next thing after vodka, gin and vodka are basically the same, except gin it's a vodka base with juniper berries and different botanicals. So that was the impetus. Once we made the vodka, we thought, well, gosh, we could do the same thing and make a gin. And that's why we decided to make a gin about a year later.
So the vodka is the world's first superfood infused vodka. Is it true that there's 4 ingredients? Tell us those 4 main ingredients.
It is artichoke leaves, which sounds totally bizarre. Artichoke leaves are like milk thistle. It's a thistle, okay? And milk thistle is really good for your liver.
Right.
So, but artichoke leaves even better. And it's grown in France. This is specifically used for supplements. It's very unusual, and we found out about it from the scientists that we hired to help us figure this thing out. The next ingredient is elderberry extract. So the elderberry is very powerful. You guys know during COVID, everyone was taking it for, their immune system. and that's from Europe, healing the gut, European elderberries. And then we use Chinese green tea. And that green tea is no caffeine, so nobody has to feel weird about drinking this with any caffeine because there isn't any. And then the last ingredient is muscadine grapes. Muscadine grapes are grown in the South in the United States. It's an American grape, and it is God's superfood. All right. It's grandma's grape. That's a wild grape in like Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida. And everybody just thinks it's this weird weed. Okay. But it is absolutely the most powerful grape in the world. It has the same benefits of a blueberry in a grape. Okay. Nobody knows this about the mighty muscadine. So we have, that's why you have that copper colored liquid with the vodka and the gin. It's that muscadine juice that's in the liquid. Okay.
Wow.
Very powerful.
Were you trying the green tea before you thought to put it in this vodka? Had you tried any of these ingredients, or were they part of your daily life before you chose?
You know, that's a great question. The green tea, I've always used green tea. You know, we have it in the house. My husband drinks 2 cups a day. I still love coffee. I do drink green tea because I know it's good for me. But a lot of these ingredients that we tested were things that we were taking already in supplements. You know, like we tried turmeric and ginger. We tried, you know, ashwagandha and some of these other adaptogenic herbs, but we're not allowed to put some of those things into alcohol because the FDA doesn't allow it. So you have to go with ingredients that the FDA has. They're called GRAS certified, generally regarded as safe as a food in alcohol. So we had to look at that list and work our way through that list and test everything to see what would actually stabilize in the alcohol. Because alcohol is like an astringent. It kills things, right? It cleans things. So it doesn't kill everything though. Some things that go in there actually get stronger because of the chemical makeup between the alcohol and the plant. So we had to test all of that. And then when you put the plants together, they change too because of the chemical reaction between the plants and the alcohol. So this was literally 4 years of discovery, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been to the sources of these ingredients? Like you spoke about the artichoke leaves. Did you go to France?
I've been to France many times, but I have not been to the artichoke. It's one farm we've been buying it from, and they harvest 4 times a year. You keep planning to go. I've been to the muscadine grower. The Chinese green tea, that's coming from all over the place in China, right? There's different farms. It's all organically harvested. So we are using as much as possible organic ingredients, but not all the ingredients that we can use are available in an organic, you know, extract because there's not enough demand, you guys, for organic superfood extract, which is crazy. So we're using, our brands are about 96% organic. We're working toward 100% organic so we can put that USDA organic seal on the brands. We are working at that. On that, we'll probably have that within a year, which will be fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that will.
It's not just the ingredients. Tell us a little bit about how it's made. I mean, it's not just the ingredients that are organic and healthy and special. How is the vodka made?
Yeah, so we use organic-based spirits. We're using European white wheat for the vodka. It's distilled 18 times at a USDA green certified distillery in Maryland, right down the road from where I used to live. And then once that's distilled and purified through this very good filtration system, then those ingredients, the artichoke, elderberry, green tea, and muscadine, are added after it's been distilled. And they're literally paddle stirred, and then the lid's put on. So they don't get heated up. And they just dissolve into the liquid, and they maintain their benefits. We've tested this over between 2 and 3 years that those ingredients remain active in the liquid. So they actually provide benefits when you consume the drink.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm like foreseeing like a bit of a, like you said, a movement, right? Like I see people looking for the whole experience of Holistico and like paddle stirring and tasting and maybe squishing some of those grapes themselves. Tell us just a bit about its inception. So how did you get boots on the ground and get this going? I mean, you come from an entrepreneurship background. You had that on your side, but this is difficult to get growing from the ground up.
And you guys know, because you guys talk to a lot of people in the industry. This is way more than I ever anticipated.
Yeah.
Pushing a boulder uphill. I mean, this is like every day you're just going, when you think everything's going great, and then, there's a disaster. You know what I'm saying? Every single day, there's like, what? Oh, the label's this, or the bottle's that, and oh, the bottles are coming, they're 6 weeks delayed. I mean, there's a lot of moving parts to this. But really getting it off the ground was just taking that first step and just saying yes to the idea and not taking no for an answer, because so many people said, this is a great idea, but it's not going to work. No one's going to drink alcohol that has a color to it. No one's going to drink brown or rose colored vodka. No one's going to drink a vodka that costs $40. It's more expensive than Grey Goose and, Belvedere organic. No one's going to care about artichoke leaves and elderberry in a vodka. Okay, this is before COVID hit. Okay, and this is and you're hearing from people that have no idea what's going on in the wellness space. They're just caught up in the numbers and what's not working, and what's the next thing. This is too weird, and you can't say anything anyway about the benefits because it's alcohol. So why would you spend money to make something like that if you're never going to be able to put it on the label anyway?
Yeah.
And so it's just literally my belief system and knowing that there's a lot of people in my world and around me that actually care about stuff like this. They care about what they put in their body. They care about the integrity of the ingredients, and also, sustainability too, and woman-owned spirits brands, and trying to break through this male-dominated, antiquated industry.
Right? Yes. Yeah, that's who we want to talk to.
It was more exciting to me because of all the roadblocks. I became more passionate about it.
And that's the way you have to be, or else it'll stop you, right?
Yeah.
Always.
So before
Always. And I'm in my car without the air conditioning on. So I'm sweating. Like, you should see my sweat. Okay?
Oh my gosh! You poor thing!
Oh my God! We'll make this
All
quick.
right, listen.
We'll make this quick.
I just want to get to the trees, because that is so important. I mean, every bottle that you have to mention that. Okay.
Yeah, we really wanted to do something that would really make an impact, in places in the world where maybe there's not a lot of people paying attention, to the environment. And one of those places in Africa. Okay. And so, in this country too, but we joined, Forest Planet, which is a wonderful organization. They're from the DC area. We've gotten to know Hank Dearden and his team. And we decided to pledge, for every bottle sold, we plant a tree in places that are heavily deforested. And right now, one of the areas has been in Africa, in different, countries within Africa. And it's really making a huge impact because there's so much deforestation over there, and it's really causing a lot of problems. There's not enough rain anymore because there aren't enough trees to pull the oxygen and get the rain. So anything we can do, to provide a better life for people all over the world. But that's a place we can truly make an impact right now, and we are. It's making a difference. So we will continue that. And we also have, some food drive programs in the DC area where we've been helping, provide meals and organic food to people in areas where it's a food desert, in some of these areas in the DC area where there's no good grocery stores, where they can go get organic food and vegetables for their family. So we've been doing that through an organization called So What Else.
Oh, great.
That's a beautiful and
So what else?
Commitment.
Oh, wonderful. So what else? Great.
So what else?
Yeah.
The initiatives, the partnerships that are meaningful and make a difference are what it's about, right?
Yeah.
We need more people to do so.
We're loving it, and we're so happy and so proud of the partners that we have.
So tell us a bit about how you ran into Woody Harrelson and how he how he joined forces and he's backing this brand.
I know. He ended up getting a bottle of Origen Vodka. His manager is a friend of one of my really good friends who sent it out. We had 500 bottles, like in our first batch, to test it out. And he ended up getting one of those.
First batch?
First batch.
Oh my
He
gosh.
got a bottle. He did. And he and his wife drank it. And they didn't have a hangover the next day. A bottle. And he just loved it because he could read all the ingredients on the label. He likes to know what he's putting in his body. And it's made a big difference for him to be able to read food labels. And our bottle has the label, has ingredients right on there. And he just loved that. So he got really excited and he reached out to us. And we spent some time. We flew to LA, met with he and his wife, Laura, and his manager, Jeremy. And we just told him what we were up to. And he was like, I'm in. I know it's absolutely incredible. And he's such a beautiful human being. And he really is an authentic representation of this brand because truly it's not about a money grab or some celebrity slapping their name on a bottle. It's nothing like that. This is about a movement to make better stuff for people that actually care about how we're going to live on this planet and still have a good time doing it.
Yeah. Well, I like to hear about the conversation between you and your husband when you found out that he got one of the bottles.
And it's not that you sent it to him; it's that he got a hold of it himself from the first batch.
Like, how did you feel?
Because he loves it so much.
Like you're out in the trenches, you're out in the, you know what I mean? You're doing what you're doing. You're pushing that boulder up the mountain, and then you get this call. How do you feel about that?
The next day, it was literally the next day we got the phone call. Oh my gosh, like this is so cool. We were honored to work with them.
Well, Amy, it's to your hard work. It speaks volumes.
Mm-hmm.
It does speak volumes.
Tell me how you are balancing running this business. Running two businesses, taking care of yourself, entering this industry where you didn't have a background in, but you said, hey, I'm going to do this because I have a great idea and it matters. How are you balancing walking this thin line, taking care of yourself? I mean, it helps that your spirits are good, right? And healthy and authentic. But how is this going?
There's no balance, you guys. I mean, it's all out massive action. And this is a timing issue. You can't just kind of sit back and kind of hope that it all comes together. You got to just go full bore. So we really are. I'm 62. I don't know that if I didn't take good care of myself, I probably wouldn't have the energy to do this. And there is a balance there as far as health goes. We always want to make sure people drink responsibly just because ours is a better way to drink. It still is, we want to say, drink smarter, not harder, and that's kind of our motto with everything. And taking care of myself, making sure I get 8 hours of sleep. I do get sleep. That's my one, silver bullet, because if I don't sleep, it's not going to work out. So that's it. I sleep and then I work the rest of the time. My husband and we work together, and then we always fit in the workout, and we just make it happen. And thank God our kids are grown, and we don't have to worry about any of that. So we're fortunate in that way.
What do you see in the next 5 to 10 years?
We already know the numbers. I mean, the Nielsen data is there that people want better stuff, and they're expecting and demanding it. A lot of these ideas, the first guy doesn't make it, right? Because it's just too hard and people don't have acceptance yet. But for me, one of the things I know studying entrepreneurship is if you're out in front before there's acceptance and you can get through that curve, that hockey stick, and go through that time where it's just no, and all of a sudden, yes, and it just flies. So that's where we're at. We've been at this for 6 years and we're still raising money, and people think we're nuts, but we're going all the way. In the next 10 years, game changer. But I'll be 72. I'll be looking back and going, okay, I can't even imagine. I think I need to have a facelift before then now, maybe. I don't know. But anyway.
Stop. I wonder if the artichoke leaves have any topical benefits.
They do. Let me tell you. Look. Yes, ma'am. Muscadine grapes. Look them up.
Okay.
All right, we'll get it on the list.
Yes,
of the beauty treatment.
Yes, exactly.
Where will Holistic Spirits be next?
We we have a lot of exciting things going on. I mean, I wish I could talk about it because one thing we do, I can say, is we're just about to launch California with Southern, okay? The biggest distributor in the country that everybody told us you're going to get buried in their portfolio. Nobody's going to pay attention to you. And they literally picked up 3 brands, okay, in the first quarter of this year. And they're so we're starting with them, and we're gonna work the California line. We're really excited, and we're also doing a deal with Total Wine and More, where we're going to be exclusively in some of the stores starting in October. We're going to be in Nevada, Arizona, Florida, and in Washington State with Total Wine and More in a very exclusive arrangement with them. So we're pretty excited about that. So things are really, and there's even more stuff.
You're definitely a friend of Shake, Stir, and Mingle. So if ever, if ever we're in Utah, we're gonna look you up.
Absolutely. Come on out skiing. Come out hiking. Anytime.
Yes. And your distillery is where?
Yeah, Frederick, Maryland. It's called McClintock Distilling. And that is in Frederick, Maryland. And then in California, we make the gin at Griffo Distilling in Petaluma in Sonoma County. So we have 2 different distilleries, but now we have potentially a distillery where we will be making our spirits, where we will be a destination distillery. So that's the kind of new information that is emerging potentially.
Oh, that's fabulous.
Did I read something about a wind turbine?
The Frederick Distillery is using 100% wind powered energy, and it's all green energy. Yes, they are literally like a template for how to make the most efficient, sustainable distillation using organic ingredients and local ingredients too. We're so proud to have them making our vodka. So now we have a distillery, an organic distillery that's looking at what we're doing and wanting to bring us maybe under their umbrella. So we'll see. But all of this is just, maybe futuristic stuff. So we'll see what happens. I'm praying that it does happen because I really think it would be a really good move for us if we could create that experiential place too, with holistic gardens and even growing botanicals that we use in the spirits right on site and stuff like that. So this is it's really the vision of something very beautiful and experiential. And the one thing I would say to any entrepreneurs listening is a lot of times people keep their ideas to themselves because they don't want anyone else to steal the idea. And I will just say that is crap. You have to tell people about your idea. Otherwise, it's never going to come to life because you need people to help. People need people to help them get their idea off the ground. You cannot do this alone. So I always tell people, don't be afraid to share what you're doing, even if it sounds crazy or it seems unachievable, or because you're going to have the naysayers. You always do, And the other thing is do something that you really care about. Like if you're going to do something, make it solve a problem for you. It's like, I wanted this drink and nobody had it. I'm like, well, I'm always going to be excited about this because it solves a problem for me. It's something I want, So it's kind of fun if you have a business idea that you actually want to consume yourself, or use. So, or like you guys, you're sharing information. You're helping educate people and giving people a platform to share their ideas because that's something you care about, so you're living your dream too. And, why not have everybody have a good time in that experience together, so that's just one tidbit of wisdom that I learned from somebody a long time ago.